what I'm going to start doing? Ignoring people. I'm going to start ignoring every little thing you do until you open your mouth and tell me you have a problem. I'm just going to act like you don't have a problem.
You want me to always know what you want when you want it.
I'm
supposed to be Burger King. You can't even go to Burger King and they automatically know. You can get it your way, but you have to tell them the way that you want it.
Because no, I'm not going to play Doc McStuffins and try to figure out every day. We're adults. You feel like they should know you already, but they don't.
The problem with that disappointment is you're disappointed in someone who never knew these things existed. I'm going to give you a quiz, but I never gave you the material to study it.
No one can teach your friends or the people you love what you need and what makes you happy like you. And this is a big one. And I've seen this happen in real time. Believing if I have to ask, it doesn't count. Part of building friendship, the fun, the excitement of building a friendship is learning what is meaningful.
Oh, well, you see these chips at my house all the time. You should know that those are my favorite chips. No, maybe they're just always the chip that's on sale.
But when you lay the foundation at the beginning, because we put the groundwork in, we don't really have to constantly tell each other stuff.
Yeah. Nobody's also saying like show up and have this like list with your and like, so I like XYZ and then you need to do it. No, cut that out.
No more mind reading. Tell yourself right now, no more expecting people to read my mind.
Okay.
Now y'all know anybody can call you a friend. But not everybody shows up. So if you're down with the fake connections, Friendship University is the place to be. To learn, to grow, to laugh and build your community. Don't wait another minute, we're about to start. Don't listen, cause we're coming from the heart. Grab a break, grab a pen, cause we're back again. With the laugh and the lesson, sit down cause class is in session.
Welcome back to another episode of the
Friendship University podcast.
You know, the number one podcast where you can learn how to have the friendships you truly want. Welcome back another week to class, y'all. We hope you had a great weekend. We hope you did your homework. And if you're new here, welcome. I am Christan, and I'm joined by my lovely all black co-host, Tarrah. Come on, give it to him. Shimmy, 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 cocoa pup. Yes, we are.
Y'all.
Hey,
how y'all doing?
Hey.
And welcome to our returning viewers and, of course, all of our friends at home that are always a part of this amazing podcast. And then welcome to the new subscribers.
Yes, let's give it up for the new subscriber.
Because sharing is caring. I know you're going to share our podcast with another friend. So we can't wait to meet them as well.
Yes, please like, comment, share, subscribe. And we cannot wait to get into today's conversation with you. But first, we're going to meet you over at Friendship Court. Welcome back. We are now in Friendship Court with the Honorable Judge Tarrah presiding over us. Judge, today we may be seeing someone getting sentenced. Let's get into the docket. Today, we have the plaintiff, Jane, versus defendant Molly in the case of unreasonable expectations of support. Jane, plaintiff, has been best friends with Molly, the defendant, since grade school. They grew up together in a rough neighborhood and are now in their mid-20s. Molly, defendant, basically lived at Jane, the plaintiff's house growing up, as Molly's, the defendant, home had alcoholic parents. Jane, plaintiff, worked really hard at school, got into college, and now has a great job. Jane, plaintiff, has remained friends with Molly, the defendant, during every transition, and they see each other every few weeks. Molly, the defendant, works in a bar and even has her own flat, but it's not in a great place to live. 2 weeks ago, Molly, the defendant, told Jane, the plaintiff, that she was pregnant. At first, Jane, the plaintiff, was happy. But Molly, the defendant, doesn't know who the dad is. Seems it was a drunken night out, and Molly, the defendant, is really scared of knowing who the father may be. Jane, plaintiff, said she really would always be there for Molly, the defendant. But it seems Molly, the defendant, has taken that very literally. Last week, Molly, defendant, called Jane, the plaintiff, and asked if she could move in. Jane, plaintiff, has a spare bedroom, and technically it could fit Molly, the defendant. Molly, the defendant, was crying on the phone, saying she doesn't want to keep the baby because it would grow up in the same crappy neighborhood they grew up in, and she can't do it on her own. But if she could live with Jane, the plaintiff, they could do it together. Jane, plaintiff, wants to tell her no. Feels like it would ruin everything she's worked for, but feels like if she says no to Molly, the defendant, Molly won't carry on with the pregnancy because she keeps saying she won't do it on her own. In the case of Jane versus Molly on the charge of unreasonable expectations of support, how do you find the defendant? And following your ruling, please give a sentencing.
Oh, wow.
What a doozy.
A doozy it is. I'm really going to have to think long and hard about this one, guys. Hard. All right, I've come to my decision. Jane, the plaintiff, has been an excellent friend to Molly, the defendant. She has been present. She has been supportive in their friendship. Molly, the defendant, has had some tough life experiences that has not dealt her the best hand in life. However, although we cannot control the hand we are dealt, we have to play with the cards we have. Woo. That's a little truth from Judge Tarrah. Back to our case at hand. Now that Molly has made some choices that are not exactly ideal for her situation, she has an expectation for Jane, the plaintiff, to take responsibility for decisions that she didn't make.
Ooh.
Is that fair to Jane, the plaintiff? Is that love and true friendship to push off your responsibilities onto someone else? I think not. So it is at my decision and the decision of Friendship Court that we find the defendant, Molly, guilty as charged of
unreasonable expectations.
I hereby sentence Molly to watch some of our videos about being a true friend and about taking responsibility for your own actions. She also is sentenced to having a one-on-one conversation with herself in the mirror to do some real soul searching and some real dig real deep. And lastly, I sentence her to a conversation with her very good and present friend, Jane, and ask her to forgive her for overstepping her boundaries. It is her responsibility to take actions that will make her life better. If they decide to work out a short-term plan, that's really up to Jane. But Jane is not obligated to take on Molly's actions and Molly's decisions.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And don't let us catch you back here at Friendship Court. Court is adjourned. Now it's time to
take out the trash. Take out the trash. Take out the trash right now.
Take out the trash. Take out the trash. Yes. Woo!
Take out the trash right now.
Yeah. Woo!
All right. This is the part of class where we talk about the real life things that we have done to clean up the mess in our own lives. This week, I wanted to talk about working on your dream as a means to clean up the mess in your life. And I know that can sound a little counterproductive because it's like, if I'm in shambles, how am I supposed to work on a dream?
Shambles. Everything is falling apart.
But here's where that came from, right? So first, let's talk about what a dream is, right? So it's like something you want to do. It's usually built off of your interests, desires, things you're good at. Sometimes it can change over time. It can evolve. It can shift into something different. And then it usually like excites you or fulfills you in some kind of way. And I know some people could be thinking like, well, what is the difference between that and like a godly purpose, right? And so you want to think about your godly purpose as who you're meant to serve and become. It's rooted in like the values of God and the things that he wants to complete in the world. And it tends to be bigger than just like your personal access or like what you're good at sometimes. And then it focuses on your impact and the alignment with God and his word. So they can coincide and they tend to go hand in hand. Sometimes you may have like, things that you do and desires and stuff that show up, may not necessarily always show up. You may be a little bit multifaceted or just different things like that. But yeah, so that is like your purpose and then your dream. This is where this came from with working on your dream. So this podcast is all about building meaningful friendships, becoming better individuals, and truly digging deep enough to understand that people are truly our greatest resource on this earth. And nothing is going to test or show you the connection you have with someone than when you start working on your dream. When you start putting yourself out there, when you start doing things, when you start expressing not just goals, but fears, hurdles, things that you need, desires, you're going to start to see who's showing up, who's supporting, who's willing to lend a helping hand, who may have some harbored jealousy underlined, who wanted the dynamic to never change, who wanted you in your vision in the box that they had in the dream. And so when you work on your dreams, it's not just for you. You're building like trust within yourself and trust with the individuals around you. It gives you better focus and discipline. Yeah. Like it truly teaches you how to manage time, manage your energy, because you're like, I got things I need to do on this back end. I can't really be out here wilding, doing all these crazy stuff. It helps you identify who you are as a person, what you desire, what you want to give to this world. And then it also helps you create boundaries, because when you have a dream, you tend to have boundaries around that dream of who could touch it and who could do what they want to do with it. Oh, wow. And that kind of shifts the way you think about yourself, right? Like you can't just treat me, you can't treat a dream any kind of way. You can't treat me any kind of way. Mm-hmm. So I think working on your dream definitely opens you up to learning about yourself. Like, nobody likes failing, let's just be honest, but that is a part of life. And so it teaches you that you don't have to be great or a master from the beginning. You normally aren't. Like most people, that's why it's an anomaly and then the majority, have to learn and work and grow and start from the ground and build it all the way up. Yeah. And I will say, like, for me, one of the other things that has helped clean up some of the mess in my life and working on my dream, this is like in purpose. This is a vision from God, this podcast, but it's also a part of my dream and what I believe is in my wheelhouse to do. And working on that with a friend has taught us so much about one another. Oh my gosh. Yes. Even after years of having been friends, we are still learning and growing together. And it has strengthened our friendship for sure. Showing up for one another, holding each other accountable. Yeah. It has also shown me some people don't mean me well. Ooh. So it's like you really start to weed out when you start doing things, especially things that other people haven't done. It can really bring out the true desires, whether they know they're emoting it or not. It really can show you things that you never thought. So I think working on your dream can seem sometimes unattainable. It's like you can have something so big, It's like, where do I even start? I can't even keep a plan alive. You want me to work on a dream? Like, but I think you said this a couple of episodes ago. It's an old like African proverb or something. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Like, you essentially start where you can.
Yeah.
We ain't no producers. We had never had a podcast,
Never.
talk show, TV show.
Never.
But here we are.
Here we are.
Showing up for you all every single week and learning and growing. And we're so thankful for the individuals who are around and learning and growing with us. But it is going to be a lot of trial and error. It's going to be a lot of extending yourself, pushing yourself past what you thought you were capable of. But what that does is it teaches you that you can become resilient.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can get back up again. We keep talking about the fact that life is going to life. But if you do the hard thing, it teaches you can do the hard thing and you won't be out of here. You can move on.
You'll survive.
You'll survive for sure. So, yeah, I am so thankful to have had the ability to start working in my dreams with such close friends and learning things. And, I encourage you all to start working on your dreams as well. So, we're going to take a break and we'll see you back in class.
Class is in session.
If you keep feeling let down by your friendships, this episode might explain why.
Not because your friends are bad people, but
because
the expectations were never shared.
Let's talk about unspoken expectations. Okay, what exactly are unspoken expectations? They are rules that we create in our minds but never communicate to the people that we love.
Silly.
Right.
You say it out loud, really.
Right. So it's like what we think our friends should do, how we assume they'll show up for us, and like how we believe we should know what to do or things we believe they should know to do without saying it. So, for example, it's like, if they really cared, they check on me. How many times have you said that to yourself, or have we said that to ourselves? Or what about this one? They know I'm struggling. They know I'm going through something. Do they know? They live their own life. They got their own stuff going on. What about this one? I would do it for them, so they should do it for me.
The problem with unspoken expectations is they turn into assumptions. And for me, I think about assumptions living drastically close to creating stories. We keep talking about living in fact and truth versus creating these dialogues or these stories in your head. So when you have assumptions and they're not meant, or expectations that they're not meant, you are naturally disappointed. Again, the problem with that disappointment is you're disappointed in someone who never knew these things existed.
Man.
It's like, okay, I'm going to quiz you. I'm going to give you a quiz, but I never gave you the material to study it. So how do unfair, unspoken expectations affect friendship? Unspoken expectations can slowly poison a friendship. They create resentment, emotional distance, passive aggressive behavior. Oh my gosh, like you just said, if they love me, they would do it. How many times have you like called someone and you could tell they have an attitude? It's like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. Like, no, everything is not fine. You clearly are upset, or something is bothering you. It could even turn into silent scorekeeping. Again, like, I do all these things for you.
Now I'm counting.
Come on, man. I cannot. It reminds me of that scene in Waiting to Exhale where Angela Bassett realized her partner had been counting something that he should not have been counting. So you start to think, I always show up, but they don't. I guess I care more than they do. Come on, man. Like, how can I care about something I don't know exists? I'm tired of being the only one trying.
Yes. How many times have you felt like that? We've all felt like that before. But the key here is that these things were never vocalized, right?
Never.
So there is this whole battle going on within your mind and your heart that just stays there,
Yeah.
and the other person has no idea. So the person is completely oblivious that you're having all of this happening within you. And they're failing a test they were never allowed to take. You know, you have these ideas and this you have this test in their mind that if they do this, then I know they love me. If my friend shows up for me like this, then I know she cares for me. They have no idea that this is going on. And we create these impossible expectations for people, which is just unfair to our friendships and will constantly leave us in a place of just disappointment. A lot of these unspoken expectations, where do they even come from? Like, where did we get them from? Where did they originate? A lot of times it's fear of asking what we need. A lot of times I found just in life and talking with people, talking, with ourselves, they originate in childhood.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. Past wounds, core fears from your childhood, things that you should have gotten from a caregiver, but they didn't provide for you. And then for some people, it's people pleasing. You have these people pleasing behaviors, and it creates this expectation that, oh, I did this for you. Why wouldn't you accept it? Or why won't you do in return for me?
Yeah.
And this is a big one. And I've seen this happen in real time. Believing if I have to ask, it doesn't count. If I have to ask for it, like, you don't get, like, it doesn't count.
That is so ridiculous.
Like, it's ridiculous really to say it out loud.
Ridiculous. That is an impossible expectation to put on somebody. We just talked about an impossible expectation of support. You want me to always know what you want when you want it. I'm supposed to be Burger King. You can't even go to Burger King and they automatically know. You can get it your way, but you have to tell them the way that you want it.
Okay? No one lives in your mind, you guys. Like, it's laughable to say it out loud, to hear ourselves say it, but this is what goes on in our hearts.
For
like,
sure.
Like in our hearts, in our minds, we expect people to mind read. Part of building friendship, the fun, the excitement of building a friendship is learning what is meaningful, learning what is impactful to those you love, learning about them as you guys develop and grow and connect. I remember just like, you can just take the smallest thing and make your friend's day because you took time to learn. I remember coming in to do a shoot, and Christan she surprised me and brought me my favorite chips. Now, we don't live by each other, so when we are together, we have a small limited amount of time.
Yeah.
And these were like these not basic chips. These are kind of like
they're
some
a little
bougie,
fancy.
They're a little bit because
fancy.
They were a little bit bougie chips. Okay.
I took go through a few stores to find them.
Okay. So for her to think of me and say, my friend's coming to town, I want to have this chip for her, I literally about fell out my chair because I was like, you knew that I love these chips and you bought them for me. And it was just like a joyful moment.
Yeah, but that yes, it was a little small gesture. I wanted to let you know that I cared and I was excited to have you here. And I learned that from you, growing with you, learning that was your favorite chip. In that instance, I didn't necessarily read her mind and say, I know she's going to want these. It was more so, I know my friend likes these chips because I know her. I'm going to have them for her when she's here.
But at one point, did I tell you those were my favorite chips? I did, because I had them in my house and I was like, ooh, girls, these are my favorite chips.
Actively listening. You surely did. I didn't just assume. So
it's just like, tell people, right? Like, express what you like and what you enjoy. And so you are the expert on you.
Period.
And you are the best teacher. No one can teach your friends or the people you love what you need and what makes you happy like you.
That's good.
All you need are willing students, like people who are willing to learn about who you are and learn how to love you. And
That's
so
good.
we teach people how we want to be treated through honest conversation and just through doing life together.
Yeah, healthy friendships cannot be built on mind reading.
Yeah.
Let's just cut that out.
No more mind reading.
No
Tell
more.
yourself right now, no more
They should
expecting people to
no.
read my mind.
Okay. And again, going back to the chip example, I'm so glad that you brought that up because while she didn't ask me to get them, it was in communication, hanging out, quality time where she expressed, man, these are my favorite chips, where I took a mental note. That's showing you that people are paying attention and listening to you. I think sometimes people have these like that impossible expectation of people reading their mind because they want people to guess about things in those kind of instances. Like, oh, well, you see these chips at my house all the time. You should know that those are my favorite chips. No, maybe they're just always the chip that's on sale. I
Maybe.
often buy things.
That's
some
such a good
things
point.
that a lot.
That
then
just mean it's your
they
favorite.
just be on sale. Like I have a favorite sparkling water, but I often get another version because it's on sale all the time. So you cannot assume that these people they're just not paying attention to the details. You never outlined the details.
You never said. And to be honest, it's so imperative that we want people to be in our lives, and then we build these moats and we have this conversation, moats and these walls and all these jump this fence through these hoops and to show me that you love me.
Fire breathing dragon.
Yes!
Right here. Okay, if you could just do that,
then I'll know.
Then I'll know you really care about me and we can have a very long lasting relationship. Ma'am, sir, ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
Like I can't go through these hoops. No, and nobody's saying be just like flagrant and open and giving everybody everything and not really having barriers and boundaries in place.
Yeah.
Systems in place really to vet people.
Yes.
But you can't make these walls like you said and put yourself on an island and then dig a little moat around with alligators that swim and somebody's over here and you're wanting them to meet you here but they can't get there. It's like, how am I supposed to get over there? Oh, well, you should, if you want to get over here, you can, or you should just know. No, that's not the way life works.
And not if we're building a new friendship.
I
absolutely don't know. I don't know you from Adam. You have to tell me. You have to show me.
Exactly.
You know, I respect people, but the fact of the matter, we are not born from the same place. We grew up different parents, different households, different cities, different cultures, different experiences. We are not the same. So it doesn't mean I don't have capacity to love and respect you as my friend, but I have to have that opportunity. And you have to share with me what love and care looks like for you. And I don't know that unless I'm given the opportunity to learn that.
Yeah.
And you are my best teacher.
Exactly. I love that. I love that you said you're an expert of yourself. And so you can teach people that these are the things that I like. This is what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Here's how you can treat me, essentially. So how can we get rid of unfair expectations? You can start by noticing the pattern. Pay attention to reoccurring disappointment that you're experiencing with someone. So it's like, I really thought this person was going to do this, and that keeps happening. You need to say, what was I expecting here? And did I ever say it out loud? I just really wish that when this person goes to this particular sushi place, they would call me because that is my favorite sushi place and I love going there. And they go there all the time, but they never call me and let me know they're going to the sushi place. Maybe I've never seen you eat sushi. I don't even know you like it. Like, how are you anticipating that this person's just gonna be like, hey, I'm going to the sushi place. Would you like to come? Or I'm picking something up. Would you like me to bring something by? They always come to your house and they have the same sushi and they never bring you any. It's like you never voiced that, hey, I like
That
this
you
sushi
wanted
as
it.
well.
Well, where I'm from, we don't have to say that. We just automatically buy it for everyone. Well, that's where you're from. Is it nice? Sure, but everybody didn't grow up the same.
And I had to learn that because the way that I show up, it's different from a lot of people in the sense of I learned that I am very open. You can come in my house, you can eat what you want, do what hang out, obviously in a respectable way. But I'm not one of those people who doesn't want you to feel at home. I also like love to just do little small things for people. I was out and saw that they had your favorite candy bar. I saw this photo of you. Maybe I'm a very sentimental kind of person, and not everybody is like that. And so I had to realize, like, well, I have to voice what I like and what I don't like, and it makes me feel special when you do X, Y, Z, because I can't just anticipate people doing the same thing that I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what makes you special. But if
Exactly.
everybody does it, then it's really not special. It's important, and it was so funny because I was having this thought while you were speaking. What you said triggered something in me, and it was just like, why is it that in friendship and connection that we don't give people training? It's like in a job, there's a time at the beginning where you're trained.
Yeah, you're on board. Mm-hmm.
Right? You're trained. And that's in a job, that's in a position, even in school, like, in some regards, that first few weeks, it's like,
To set you up for success for the remainder of the year.
yes. And it's only in connection that we don't offer people that same grace. We just immediately expect them to just know what we want, know what we experience, know how we want to be treated, know exactly. And some things are standard. I'm not saying. But to be honest, we live in a world where culturally, family wise, community wise, everything is not always the same across the board.
Oh yeah, absolutely
It's
not.
so much diversity.
Yeah.
That what's a love tap to you is not a love tap to me.
Yeah.
What is loving and caring to you may not be loving and caring to me. What is a term and endearment to you may be disrespectful to me.
That is so good. And that makes me think about, there was an instance where there was someone that I had in my life who was like, I truly appreciate that you love giving gifts and doing that, but it makes me feel pressure to have to give you gifts back. You never asked. That was not the set of expectation, but it makes me feel like I need to. So can you please stop, lay off of it a little bit? It's like, yeah, my love language, I wanted to give gifts. It's how I show appreciation. It's what I do when I'm thinking about people. But for some people, it could be unwarranted pressure.
And how would you know that unless they
communicated?
That was a standard and a norm for you.
Mm-hmm.
You would never think that my giving them a gift triggered them to feel pressure,
inadequacy, all kind of stuff.
How would you know that? And so that's what I'm saying. These standards, we have to separate standards from expectations. Okay, so standards is how you need to be treated to function in a safe, healthy way.
And we have an entire episode talking about standards versus preferences that you can go back and listen to.
Absolutely, an amazing episode. And then you have these expectations. It's like how you believe someone it should behave without a discussion.
Yeah.
Without communication. And that's in your mind, without me saying anything, telling you anything, this is how I expect you to function with me.
Right.
And if it hasn't been communicated, it can't be enforced. Like, you can't hold friends to a standard that you haven't communicated. It's really unfair. Now some things are basic,
Right.
but then some things are just like, that's unique to you. How would I know unless you tell me?
Exactly. You need to communicate clearly, and some healthy expectations can sound like it would mean a lot if you checked on me this week. When I'm overwhelmed, I need reassurance. Even can we talk about how we support each other, which I think is great.
Ooh, what a big, I don't, we ask that question a lot.
A lot. And I think it really sets the tone for how we handle one another in any given situation.
Yeah.
Because
we say that all the
know,
time.
yeah, we know off the bat, like,
Yeah.
this is an expectation.
Yeah.
And in that conversation, we are able to directly communicate back. I understand this is how you would like to support. Here's what I'm able to offer. If
This
I
is what I
cannot
can't do.
do everything, here's what I can do, right? Like, maybe you expect to, when you're going through a tough time, somebody checking in on you every single day until you're feeling better. Perhaps that person cannot do that. Their schedule just does not permit them to be able to do it. Here's what I can do. I will make sure that I will check in with you at least 3 days a week. And I will dedicate time for us to discuss and you to decompress whatever you need, you know.
And again, like back to that concept of training, a lot of because we put the groundwork in, we don't really have to constantly tell each other stuff.
Revisit
it's
it.
just like, but when you lay the foundation at the beginning, and you communicate a lot up front, now everybody knows their role and knows like what they need to be focused on. Okay, if I show up for them, if I get them a gift, that's really not going to matter to them. What matters most to them is my presence, so I should go there. You know,
it's the present.
Is my present. So you have to put that work in, that communication, that healthy, clear communication up front, and not expect people to know you when they don't know you. They don't. They don't know you like that.
You expect people to know you and they don't know you. They haven't even gotten the opportunity.
You haven't even let them know you like that. You feel like they should know you already, but they don't. It's crazy.
That is a good.
And I'm not calling you crazy. I'm saying how these ideas in our self-sabotaging ideas show up in relationships that just sabotage everything, because when you say it out loud, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I love that you said if you lay the foundation in the beginning, it just really sets the tone for things.
You'll have a flow.
Forward. You have a flow. You don't when we're talking about this, you don't have to continue to have these particular conversations
all the time. No,
it's like you know, and nobody's also saying like show up and have this like list with your and like, so I like X, Y, Z, and then you need to do it. No, this, like you said, happens over time. Spending time with people in vulnerability, in trueness and self-awareness, showing up as your full self and being open allows people to get to know you, and then you give them the space to show up.
Oh my God. So good.
So good. When expectations are spoken, trust increases. It really does, actually. Emotional safety grows and resentment decreases. I would almost suggest that resentment probably rarely shows up, if at all, if you're like truly speaking your expectations, because you might get disappointed if somebody doesn't show up, but you're not resentful.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely. And just reiterate that, like, we are responsible for communicating our needs and who we are, and giving people that we're saying we're allowing in our life a fair chance.
It's a fair chance.
as an adult, we are responsible for communicating. So we have to ask ourselves, did I communicate that? Like, I'm mad that I didn't get it, but did I communicate that?
Yeah.
And if I didn't get it, whose fault is that? It's your fault because you didn't read my mind, or is it my fault that I didn't open my mouth?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it's my fault that I didn't have the courage to open my mouth, and I sent you groping in the dark trying to figure me out. Like, why do we want people to struggle to figure us out?
Or I even maybe thought I was leaving breadcrumbs. Well, you know, I showed this emotion, or I did this. They should have known something was wrong, or they should have, like, no.
No,
not
you know what I'm going to start
necessarily.
doing? Ignoring people. I'm going to start ignoring every little thing you do until you open your mouth and tell me you have a problem. I'm just going to act like you don't have a problem. You stumping around, you slamming doors, you got attitude. Oh, I just thought you hit your baby toe, as far as I know. Because no, I'm not going to play Doc McStuffins and try to figure out every day. We're adults.
And the crazy part is they also, if you look at it from a medical standpoint, they don't guess. They
ask you.
What's going on? What are you experiencing? Okay, here's what the potentials could be. Like, yeah, I love that you said it really is interesting that we get this training and everything else and get these opportunities to set ourselves up for success, essentially. And new things, and we don't expect that in like meeting new people and new friendships. So just remember, your friends are not mind readers.
Yes, and it's time for you to give them a chance to show up for you. You give them a fighting chance. I remember being at work, and one of the guys, I didn't really know him, but he was like, "Man, they set you up for failure." I was like,
well,
because they didn't like it. And he said that because like they asked me to do an impossible task with no information.
Wow.
And that's what we do to our friends sometimes. Like, we expect them to show up in a way. We gave them no information. We gave them no head start. And we just gave them a test that they could not possibly pass.
Wow.
And then are mad that they failed. Disappointed, angry, and resentful. So it's so important that we stop carrying, and you stop carrying that silent disappointment, and then just, shutting them out because they didn't show up how you wanted, when you just like, it was sabotage. They didn't have it from the beginning. They were set up for failure from the beginning.
Yeah.
And you know what the powerful thing about that is? A lot of times, self-awareness and owning our part in the disappointment is something that we can be defensive about, something that we want to reject because it's just like, no, but they're the bad friend. No, but we don't understand that when we take responsibility, when we own our stuff, and a lot of times I say to you, yeah, I could take that on the chin. Like, that's my stuff. That's my stuff. Let me own my stuff. When we're able to do that, we are empowered because we can change us.
Ooh, that's good.
It gives us our power back, right? If it's all your fault and all your stuff, I'm the victim here. It's nothing I can do. But if it's some of this is my stuff, and some of this is within my role of control, my area of control, I can change that.
You can change it.
I can change that. That's powerful.
Yeah.
And that gives you your power back to have a different relationship in the future, a different friendship in the future.
Yeah. Okay, so this week's homework assignment is going to be, we want you all to pick one recent moment you felt let down or misunderstood by a friend, and then write 2 to 3 sentences about what you hoped would happen. Then ask yourself, did I say what I needed out loud, or did I expect this to be obvious to them?
Man.
Yeah.
So good. Okay.
I'm going to reiterate one more time because this is how important it is. Ain't nobody Miss Cleo. Call me now. All right? There's no mind reading. Like, we have to stop it. Enough.
And
For real.
you're not wrong for having needs, okay?
You're really not.
Okay.
And remember, friendships are not built on unspoken expectation. They're built on clarity and communication. Until next class.
Peace.